This is the Australian Mobile DJ Podcast. In this series, we'll talk to them, get to know them, and learn from them. And here's your host, DJ Bebo.
This time we're going to the sunny Gold Coast, where you're probably seeing lots of TV ads at the moment talking about, come back, Gold Coast's coming home. It's the Shepherd theme song. And a lady who is not originally from the Gold Coast, but from the UK. Her name is Helen. She runs a DJ event company called Red7 Group Entertainment, and she joins me on the phone right now. Hello, Helen. How are you?
Good morning, Lee. How are you? I'm well.
That's good. So you grew up in the UK, obviously. The voice dictates that.
It absolutely gives it away, doesn't it? Yes, I grew up in Somerset in the UK, southwest, and started DJing accidentally when I was 20 years old.
Accidentally? What happened? Someone called in sick and you had the opportunity to jump in and play tunes.
I did indeed. I did. My parents run an agency and were left short last minute and threw me in at the deep end.
Oh,
and
wow.
20 years later, I'm still doing it.
Wow, 20 years old, and back in the day, what sort of tunes were you pumping out?
Oh, goodness. When I first started, it was early 2000s, so it was like, you know, your Christina Aguilera Dirty and Beyonce Crazy in Love.
Oh, the good
and
old days.
Robbie Williams, Rock DJ.
Oh, wasn't that an absolute floor killer?
I know. Kylie Minogue was so big over there as well. And then when I moved to Australia 15 years ago, I couldn't believe that nobody requested Kylie Minogue.
No, Kylie, I don't think I've ever played Kylie. Maybe.
Haven't you?
Not really,
My
no.
goodness.
Maybe like a gay and lesbian night or something like that, but that's about it. Yeah. Oh, I can't get you out of my head back in the day too. Yeah.
Oh, that was so popular in England. I played that all the time. And Jamiroquai.
Yes, love Jamiroquai. I love the funky
Little
beats.
L. Yeah, so popular.
Yeah, the big one here in Australia was Cosmic Girl. Did you play much of that one?
Yeah, we did, yeah. Yeah, we did actually. And, what was the other one? There was another really good one. He had so many.
Canned Heat.
Canned Heat, yeah. He lived close by to where I lived actually, and I used to see him
JK.
tearing by in his Ferrari.
Yeah, did you stop and get his autograph for a photo?
No.
So you moved to Australia. Obviously, you met your husband in the UK as well, Seth.
I did indeed, yeah. We met working at a radio station in Bristol, and not long after we met, we moved to Sydney.
Okay, and what was your role at the radio station?
I worked in promotions and marketing. I started off as a Black Thunder driver.
Oh, yes.
So I was out on the street giving away prizes and meeting the general public of Bristol.
Nice. So you moved to Australia with your husband in Sydney.
I did, yeah.
Did you get on the decks there, or was it a little while until you restarted the business?
Yeah, I decided not to DJ when I arrived in Sydney, and I continued to work in promotions and marketing, but not within radio.
Right.
And I didn't DJ, and I really missed it. And then we moved up to Queensland very end of 2008, and I had 2 children, and so I took a little bit of time off. And when they were very young, I was feeling like I was missing out on something, and I couldn't quite put my finger on it. And somebody said to me, "Is it your DJing?" And I said, "Actually, I think it might be." I said, "I really I love my music. I love meeting new people. I love the experience. I feed off the energy." So I started my own business back in 2011, and I've been DJing on the Gold Coast and, South East Queensland ever since.
So when you launched Red7 Group Entertainment, where did the name stem from?
Everybody asked me this. It's really simple. Red is my favourite colour, and 7 is my husband's favourite number.
Oh.
So that's how we came up with it. Somebody did say to me recently, a friend of mine, Nick, he thought it was something to do with, is it Star Wars? There's a plane or a ship or something.
Yeah.
I don't know much about Star Wars, so yeah, no, it's definitely not from Star Wars.
Yeah, I was just thinking when you said that, I was just thinking Red Dwarf. That's some sort of sci-fi TV show as well.
I do remember that TV show with Craig Charles.
Yeah, I've never seen it, but I just remember the name and the posters and all that sort of stuff. Red 7 Group. So is it just yourself, or you got a group of DJs working with you?
It's predominantly myself. I do have other DJs that work for me on a contract basis, but predominantly it's myself and my husband that run the business.
Yeah. So when you launched, was there a specific audience that you were targeting, like types of events?
I love variety, so I was keen to pretty much do any event out there. I was doing a lot of weddings, but I was also very keen to do birthday parties going across all genres and age groups. And as time has progressed, I don't do as many birthday parties anymore, but I do have the odd one now and again. So I suppose it's kind of not so much as me wanting to, but it is predominantly wedding based now.
So many mobile DJs just love the idea of buying new gear. Are you one of these DJs that love to shop for new gear when you get a chance?
I get my moments. I go through phases. Sometimes I am really excited, when you get your spammy emails and they say, we've launched this new product, it might be speakers or it might be your desk. And I get quite excited and I might go and, visit a few of the DJ shops and have a bit of a play around. But yeah, it depends what mood I'm in. I'm quite up and down. I'm never the same all year round.
What gear are you rocking at the moment? What are you using?
I DJ from Tractor software. So I used to use Pioneer decks and I was getting really frustrated with the mapping. So I've recently bought a Tractor desk and I'm loving that at the moment.
What is it about Tractor that you like? Obviously, you said something to do with Pioneer had trouble mapping. Is there something about Tractor? Because I know a few people prefer Tractor over others, but I've never asked why.
I've not used Serato, so I can't compare it to that. In the past, I've used, oh, goodness gracious, I've had a mind blank. It wasn't Record Box.
Was it Virtual DJ?
No, I've never used Virtual DJ. I've had a mind blank what I used before Tractor. No.
Megasec?
Oh, my goodness. No.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm running out of ideas here.
I know, it wasn't Record Box because I remember my Pioneer desk came with Record Box, all splashed across the desk.
Yeah.
But when I came to put my music in, it couldn't hold the amount of songs I had because I've got like 40,000, say. And I wasn't prepared to cull my music.
Yeah.
And I always feel like I need all my music with me, like my arsenal with me, just in case. That's just how I am. So, yeah, that's why I use Tractor because it could incorporate all my music. And I create my playlists within Apple iTunes.
Yeah.
And then it pulls everything through for me, which is how I like it. But I do like the user interface as well for Tractor. I find it very self-explanatory and I just visually like it. And I'm quite a visual person, so for me, it works.
It's amazing how DJ has shifted into the visual realm. Years ago, it was basically close your eyes and listen to the beats, and now you've got all these other tools to make your mixes sound so much better.
I know. Like, I love being able to see the song in front of me in wave format. Like, that really helps.
I think it does too. Like, you can see the parts of the song, what's coming up, and then you can sort of plan ahead.
Yeah.
Instead of just seeing it in your mind's eye type thing.
Yeah, and you can say, hey, there's going to be a massive crescendo here.
Yeah.
Or this is going to be like almost silent. And you learn. Not only do you listen to the song, but you look at it. So you've got two ways of working out what you're doing.
When it comes to other DJs, is there anyone that you look up to who you admire, their styles or things that you've learnt from them?
Do you know what? This probably sounds really silly. I don't know why, but I really look up to my dad still.
Yeah.
With DJing. He's in his early 60s now and still DJs, and he started when he was 19. And over the years, I've learnt my craft from my father.
Yeah.
And he's always classified himself as a personality DJ. So it's more about it's him up there doing his thing, whether it was in a nightclub, whether it was at a corporate event, or whether it was a wedding. And it wasn't like he was selling the best equipment or what have you. He wasn't hiding behind any equipment or the music per se. He was there as an entertainer, and he was there to read the crowd, see what was happening, see what everybody needed, and go from there. So I suppose I look up to my dad, really, and I've learned the craft from him, and that's the type of DJ I've become. I don't get hung up on having the latest and greatest technology with the equipment. I don't get hung up on, what I do in terms of how I play the music. It's more about what music I'm playing and is it appropriate for the people that are in the room.
On the subject of music, what are your favourite artists?
My favourite artists are purely based on my childhood, growing up, dancing, and the type of music that we played and did routines to. So I love Michael Jackson, I love Janet Jackson, I love Prince, I love Whitney Houston, I love Simply Red, and I would say I'm probably more on the soul R&B side of things.
Yeah. They were good days, weren't they?
Oh, they were. I think I like music that makes you feel good.
Yeah. Did you steal that from one of the radio stations you worked with?
Pardon?
Did you steal that line from one of the radio stations that you worked with?
No. No,
I've worked at a few that they've said that. Music that makes you feel good.
Oh, I know. It sounds like it, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Sounds like a cliche. I find some genres of music a little bit on the depressing side.
Yes. Needs a beat.
Or a bit too erotic.
Play something I can dance to.
Oh, goodness gracious. That's something that really infuriates me when you hear somebody come up to you and make a request at an event and they say, can you play something that has got a beat? And I feel like saying, every song's got a beat I've played this evening, or play something really good. And I'm like, that's subjective. What you might think is really good, I might not think is very good, and somebody else over there might not think is very good. So could you be a little bit more specific? And
then their response to that is, I don't know, you're the DJ.
I know. It's infuriating, isn't it? Because that's the thing with music. It's such a subjective thing. It's not objective. It's not this is right and this is wrong.
Yeah.
And that's why when I meet with any bride and groom or whoever's having a corporate event or what have you, I always say to them, who are the people coming to your event? Because not everybody's going to be into the same music. You have to think about different decades. You have to think about different genres.
Absolutely. It's all about the demographic and their formative years, what songs they grew up listening to. That's what they're going to be into on the night.
Those formative years are so important. So important. And that's the thing, like, music brings back so many memories and emotions. I always find that, if you hear a song, it takes you back to a certain point in your life. And normally it's those formative years that draws you back the most.
On the Australian Mobile DJ podcast, how do we get in touch if we want to find out more about Red 7 Group Entertainment?
You can find me at Red 7 Group Entertainment Services website, or you can email me and call me, and all of those details are on my website.
Helen Clancy from Red 7 Group Entertainment on the Gold Coast there.
The Australian Mobile DJ podcast was hosted by DJ Bevo and produced by Matt Fulton Productions.